Hey there, and welcome to Lumen IQ Training and Consultancy, where we turn the blah into brilliance. Today, we're diving into project life cycles the APM PMQ way. Ever felt like a project was running in circles, or maybe it was so rigid that changes were impossible? Well, that's where understanding project life cycles makes all the difference. In project management, choosing the right life cycle is like picking the right strategy for success. Today, we'll look into, first, the different types of life cycles: linear, iterative, and hybrid. Second, the difference between a project life cycle and an extended life cycle. Third, how organizational culture and project needs influence the choice. Fourth, the strengths and limitations of each approach. According to APM, a project life cycle is the series of phases that a project goes through from initiation to closure. It provides structure, clarity, and control over how a project is managed. It goes on to say that a life cycle is a framework comprising a set of distinct high-level stages required to transform an idea or concept into reality in an orderly and efficient manner. Now let's break down the three main types of life cycles. The linear life cycle follows a step-by-step approach where each phase must be completed before moving to the next, like going down a staircase. A linear life cycle, often called waterfall, is a structured approach where project phases occur sequentially, with distinct approvals required before moving forward. These phases go from the development of the initial idea to the deployment of an ultimate outcome. Works best for projects with fixed requirements like construction or manufacturing. It aims to be highly structured, predictable, and stable. By breaking work into clear, manageable phases, it reduces risk, ensures each phase is fully completed before moving on. But if project requirements change frequently, this method can be too rigid. It also takes longer to realize benefits. The iterative life cycle is all about flexibility. Instead of completing everything in one go, projects go through cycles of development, feedback, and improvement. APM says this life cycle as one where early results are produced, reviewed, and improved over multiple cycles until the project reaches completion. It is composed of several iterations where things are happening simultaneously, repeating one or more of the phases before moving to the next one. Best for evolving requirements like software development or research and development. Suitable where the project scope might be vague. Encourages continuous improvement and stakeholder involvement. Speeds up delivery by releasing small parts of the project early, and time boxes are used based on a product backlog to deliver different aspects of the work. But it requires constant collaboration and can be harder to manage. Without user feedback, evolution and new value can't be added. Well, why choose between linear and iterative when you can have both? That's where the hybrid life cycle comes in. It mixes structured planning with iterative development. APM says a hybrid life cycle combines elements of both linear and iterative approaches, allowing structured planning while also accommodating changes. Perfect for complex projects that need structure but also flexibility. Allows teams to lock in some requirements while refining others. Allows teams to focus on most useful interim deliverables and increase deployment in stages. Common in engineering, digital transformation, and product development. But it requires careful balancing to avoid confusion. Now let's talk about the difference between a project life cycle and an extended life cycle. An extended life cycle is one that introduces two additional phases. The first is the adoption phase, and the second benefits realization. Best for projects where long-term impact matters, like infrastructure or policy projects. It ensures the project actually delivers the expected benefits. Suitable for projects that incorporate change management and benefits realization, whereas a standard life cycle will end at transition. used where the project team will support the embedding of the project while a standard life cycle will complete and hand over to the customer, suitable for projects funded internally that make a change to the business. If your project needs ongoing evaluation after delivery, an extended life cycle might be essential. So how do we choose the right life cycle? APM highlights several factors that impact this decision. These are organizational culture. Traditional companies who like transparency and control lean towards a linear approach for control. Perfect knowledge of scope? Well, linear for clarity. If there's a low-risk appetite, linear is for the risk-averse. Startups and tech companies often prefer iterative for adaptability, and departments that are flexible, iterative is great for adaptability. Project type and complexity. Simple, predictable, stable projects are best suited for a linear approach. On the other hand, innovative and evolving projects thrive with an iterative method. For large, mixed projects, a hybrid approach is often the most effective. Stakeholder engagement. When customers need ongoing feedback, an iterative approach is ideal, but if they prefer to receive a fully completed product, a linear method is the way to go. Now let's compare the strengths and weaknesses of each approach. The strengths of linear are clear structure, reduces risk, suitable for low-risk projects with clearly defined outputs. Its limitations are inflexibility, slow to adapt, requires clear understanding of scope, and takes longer for the benefits to be realized. The strengths of iterative are highly flexible, fast-paced, suitable where project scope might be vague. Its limitations are requires active engagement, harder to control, the overall duration and cost may be unknown. The strengths of hybrid are balanced approach, adaptable, can increase efficiency and flexibility. Its limitations are can be difficult to manage both structures. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. The best life cycle depends on your project's needs, industry, and flexibility requirements. So, to recap, linear equals structured, best for clear requirements. Iterative equals flexible, best for evolving projects. Hybrid equals a mix, best for complex projects needing both. Project versus extended life cycle. Extended tracks long-term benefits. Your choice depends on the project, stakeholders, and culture. If this helped you understand project life cycles according to APM better, hit like and subscribe for more expert project management insights. What life cycle do you use most? Drop a comment below.